Hello everybody, Demon Red Mist here, and it's Saturday night, 20 past midnight. I've spent most of the day, well not most of the day, I spent the last few hours doing delivery, and I've been wanting to do some driving all day, so I thought I'd come on for a bit. Now, I haven't done any drifting for quite some time. I know I was doing some drift videos that I was really getting into, and I was really looking forward to continuing that on. Unfortunately, um, I'm pretty sure I broke my thumb while doing that, so I've not been able to do any drifting for a while because I was using my thumb quite a lot for that. Um, so I don't know how I'm going to get on here. Now I'm not going to try and continue on with my drift challenges just yet. But what I've been doing is I had a look online at what the recommended best drift cars are on the game, and there was a couple that came up. So I thought, you know what, um, I'll give a couple of them a try. Now I've come into Drift Trial because um, one of the challenges that's still on the game for me to do is to score, I think it's 1,000,000 or 100,000, no, it's got to be 1,000,000, I think, drift points. So I thought, well, while I'm trying out a few cars, I'll come into Drift Challenge. Interesting that they've got a Group B rally car on there for the Drift Challenge, unless it's the same cars all the time. I don't tend to look, to be honest. Um, okay, so some of the cars that came up was the Audi Group B rally car. Although I'm not interested really in using that, it is a four-wheel drive. Toyota 86 GRMN, Jaguar F-Type came up a few times, and there's a couple of others that I've got that I'm interested in giving a try. Haven't driven that yet, by the way. So obviously I had done a few cars, sort of tried a few cars previously as drift cars, but I hadn't really looked at going sort of quite far down the power order, so to speak. Although my Jaguar F-Type is currently at an N700 with nearly 700 brake horse. Okay, so where is the car that I am looking for? You know, I'll sort them into manufacturer, make things easier. Okay, so Toyota. I'm going to start off with the Toyota. This one, the 86 GRMN, is one that a few people were saying is a good drift car. So I figured I'd come and give it a try. Oh. Now, like I said, I've not been doing drifting for a while. I've been dicking about in some practice sessions, getting a bit sideways, but it's not the same as sort of actively trying to drift. So it might take me a little while to get into it. Hopefully not, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to do anything to this car other than take traction control off. I won't touch the tyres at the moment. I mean, usually I would go for comforts. I will actually though put a gearbox on it, and we'll go with that, and we'll see how it is off the bat. Okay, it hasn't really got any power at the moment, or at least the rear tyres are gripping too much. Definitely got too much grip. It's more driving than drifting at the moment. What I'll do is I'll have a quick look at the replay on it. I mean, it wasn't very good. I was trying to get it sideways. It just wasn't really having it. So I'll watch the replay. I do like watching the replays of drifting, but I'm interested in seeing this just to see if it was sideways at all, because it didn't feel sideways. Admittedly, I didn't try using the handbrake at any point, but yeah, trying to get it sideways and it's just gripping up and coming back. Okay, there's tyre smoke, but that's not a drift. Okay, I've seen enough of that, although it's going to end any second anyway. So I'm going to go down to Comfort Softs. Okay, so that's got a little bit more. Okay, losing a little bit of power there. Yeah, it needs. Well, I mean, I may be able to just go down another tyre set, but I'm not even getting any wheel spin in first gear, but yeah, it needs a bit more grunt, I think. Okay, well it was better. It was a little more sideways, but as I'm in the middle of a drift and wanting it to really just slide, the power was dying. Okay, so let's not unlock it all, but okay, so let's go to 120%. Around those corners I shouldn't be needing to try and get the front end to turn in a bit more. The rear end should just be pushing me around. Okay. Well, that was definitely better. Let's take a quick look at the replay of that. It might still be a little too much grip on the tyres. I'd say the power level felt all just about right. Yeah, the front end's gripping. Well, it's gripping mid-drift. Yeah, I think I'll try a lower rated tyre. So it's a little better, but not special. Oh fuck it, let's just go comfort odds. See how we get on with that. We'll know. I'll know whether it's got the turning ability. It's the grass. That's better. Okay. I could probably look at shortening the gears a little bit now. Oh, I didn't mean to hit retry. I wanted to watch the replay, but anyway. Yeah, in some of the corners, third gear's not long enough, fourth gear's too long, so I will just knock fourth down a bit. Okay, where's my cursor? It's not letting me press X. What the hell? Got my cursor back. Right, gears. Oh, wrong way. I'll leave third gear actually. Oh, fuck up by me there. I was looking at what gear I was in. Okay, need a little more power. Okay, yeah, so that was definitely much better. But yeah, I was feeling like I just need a little bit extra boost. Got a 130. Not a good way to start. I didn't turn it in enough. That's wide. Oh, and that's too much boot. Okay, rough run, but it was capable of doing what I wanted it to do regarding putting my foot down. Oh, come on, Dave, that's a terrible start to it. Much better. Oh, we'll watch the replay of that one. There's a couple of corners where I'm still making a mistake. Turn 1 and 2, for example. Also, I was holding third gear through the first couple of corners here, whereas actually I probably could have done fourth gear. Well, I will admit though, I mean, as drift cars go, it ain't bad. I'll definitely give it that. Set myself up all wrong again. Probably should have kept it in third there. Alex, don't run wide. That's not good enough, that. My revs had dropped too low as well. Can run wide again there. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it up to max power to see how that's going to be. Come on. Tap the handbrake and not a lot happened. I went up again, not down. Oh, you evil bitch. Come on, got the score cancelled part way through. What a fucker. It definitely did feel better to drift. Obviously I'm making a few errors. Come on, Dave, set yourself up proper. Not bad. There's definitely more sideways in many of those corners. Or at least that's how it felt. And I'm still not drifting through 1 and 2. Okay, so definitely much better. What we're going to do now is also look at bringing the weight down. overcooked it. Interesting. Okay, the rear end has definitely got lighter. Okay, so obviously not as good a score with a spin, but a definite noticeable difference having lost the weight. Ah, that's not right, Dave. Come on. Yeah, donut. Still not a good enough score there, really. Too much curb. And one of the things taking the weight off has done is, in some of the corners where I was sort of just staying absolutely planted in fourth gear, now I'm having to lift a little bit. Oh, snapped. Good job I moved my hand then, otherwise I think I'd have broken my finger, or my other thumb. Yeah, so some of the corners where I was holding fourth gear and getting around easily, now if I do that, it will just spin out, but I prefer that because now I can balance it with throttle usage. I was trying to set myself up for the next corner and got myself all crossed up. Okay. Definitely better drifts coming, even though the score isn't up there yet. I mean, fucking up turn 1 and 2 doesn't help. No, come on, Dave, get that right. Third gear's too low a gear. Too much. Who likes cones anyway? Okay. gonna go wide. Not bad, not bad. I've got to admit, I am enjoying drifting that car. I dropped it down to third for this gear, hoping it might help me in preparation for this corner, but I think I'm going to have to keep it in fourth gear, but just slow down as I'm coming round the left-hander. Oh, excuse me. I will admit, I didn't expect this car to be as good as it is. Messed up turn 1 and 2 again. That was the grass. I'm all out of shape, all out of shape, all out of position. I'm making it. Went in there way too fucking fast. Too tight. Ah, fucked it. Ooh. Well, that's definitely. It's a very nice car to drift. I'd definitely say that. I'm still not getting turn 1 and 2 right. There's easily a few thousand points available in there. Dropping points in that corner. Yeah, I'd slowed down a little too much on that occasion, or turned in a little too soon, which is probably why I ran wide. Okay, well, I'm happy with how that car has handled there. So I'm going to try one of the other cars. Well, also, I see that someone has just joined. Feel free to skip back 2 or 3 minutes. I've just been using the Toyota 86. Good car for drifting, very good car. Okay, so I'm going to try the Jaguar. Because that was one that did come up a few times as being one of the good drift cars. Now I may have to reset it to default and do a similar. Yeah, well, it doesn't look like I've actually tuned it up as such. Yeah. So just make sure I haven't done anything on there. I'll do the gears, obviously. Automatic transition, I don't fucking think so. Okay. So yeah, I'll do a similar thing as to what I did with the Toyota. So take it as standard, see how it is. Now, obviously I have driven a few of the other Jaguars on this game. And I know that they are quite powerful. It's definitely a lot faster than the Toyota. And it doesn't want 4th gear because it's got additional gears. Yeah, 4th gear's topping it out way too soon. Ah, too soon. Okay. I can tell straight away the Jaguar is definitely more intense. It's got a hell of a lot more power. I don't think I really need to do much with the power on this. But gears, maybe. 4th gear was topping out way too soon. And 5th gear wasn't bad. But okay, let's see. 4th gear is at 89. Let's try that. And just not use any of the high gears. I mean, in a Toyota I was using mainly 4th and 3rd gear. To a degree, that's all you need to do is get yourself a couple of gears that are in the right range for you. I was on the brakes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Front end's a little grippy. Yeah, when this starts kicking the rear out, it does seem to happen quite quickly. Okay. Ah, too fast. think I'd definitely say if you were new to drifting, this is not the car to learn in. New high score. Interesting, very different to the Toyota, very different steering characteristics and a hell of a lot more power. So the way I'd perhaps view it is, yeah, if you're new to drifting, this is not the car to try. The Toyota would be very good for learning to drift in, and once you've got up to speed a bit, then you can step up to this. And for me, just instantly, I'd look at it and go, right, okay, well, the Toyota, fine around this track for a decent score. The Jaguar may be much better with longer, faster corners. So, interesting car though, very interesting car. I'm going to have a quick look at the replay on that one. I mean, with the Toyota, the last couple of laps that I did, I was noticing that through pretty much every corner I was full opposite lock, and if I needed to turn a bit more, I was just reducing the amount of opposite lock that I had on. With that, this run just here, I still found that I was having to turn in rather than just release a bit of opposite lock on a couple of corners. But so like there. Yeah, so I'm not quite full opposite lock around a few of the corners, so still a lot of points to be had. But what I'm going to do, because I'm very happy with how that car drove then, it's given me a fairly good impression of how that car would handle. So I'm going to go right ahead and pick another one. Let's see. I mean, I did wonder about the Aston Martins because of the Jaguar, but the Aston Martins are a lot heavier and not as powerful, or at least I think they're a lot heavier. I'm not going to try it in the DB11, it's a bit of a beast. Now, I've used BMWs for some drifting before, and yeah, they're not bad. Let's see. I have just bought that, so I'd be tempted, but the American car's not great for drifting from what I have been trying. And obviously this is just in the front engine rear wheel drive class as well. So I did wonder about the Fairlady, the Nissan 350. Or Z33 as it's called, and I might try that in a second. But I mean, it's a fairly heavy car, and it'd need some more power, I reckon. Toyota Supra maybe, but the Toyota 86 is good enough, so don't really see the point there. Okay, so you know what, I am going to try the Z33. And then I may have a look at some of the rally cars, because I mean I do like driving the rally cars anyway. Not that I would necessarily use them for drifting, but I'm interested to know what kind of point score I could get with them. Okay, so straight away I can tell, yeah, it's definitely not got a lot of power, but it doesn't necessarily need power if it goes sideways nicely. okay, to carry fourth gear through there, it definitely would need a bit more oomph or a little weight taken off it. I might take the weight off it first this time, see how that goes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, not quite getting sideways here. Fourth gear, not got the power. Fuck's it. But, I mean, for a first run in that car, that's not a bad score. Okay. I mean, it slid quite nicely. It just didn't quite have the power in fourth gear. And okay, I could have knocked it down to third, but I just figured it'd top out. So, let's take some weight off. Take some. I mean all. Hang on. Take weight off, rather than put it on. That was quite nice. It still needs a little extra help. See, I'm just staying planted on the throttle there. And now fourth's dying. You know what? This is a nice drift car. I mean, to be able to just jump in it and do that straight away, and then take some weight off and get that score, very impressive. Nowhere near as frantic as the Jaguar, and I'd probably say actually just as good, if not as good or better than the Toyota. I mean, it's the first time I've managed to get turn one semi-nicely done. There's still not a lot of opposite lock on there though. I would say it did feel like it only needs a little bit extra power, so I'm not going to go mental with it. I will unlock all of it. Go 120. Okay, that was actually the best entry I've had into one that I've had. I just got a little too confident, thinking I could ride it all the way to 2. That was my best score through that sector, even though it was a bit messy through turn 2. was going to cancel the score. That felt really good. Obviously, it wasn't good that it cancelled the score or I fucked up. But as far as drifting goes, that felt fucking lovely. Oh. Don't go wide, don't go wide, don't go wide. I think I found my new drift car. That felt so easy to control what was happening, where it was going. That was fucking lovely. I mean, I felt like I was very sideways using lots and lots of opposite lock. And turn 1 and 2, that was probably the best I've connected them both up. Definitely. Okay, a little bit on the grass there, but... yeah, okay, went in there a bit hot. And that was, yeah, I don't think I've done it better, that corner. Very happy. I am impressed. That car, the rear end may look fucking horrible, but that car can fucking drift. So I'm not going to touch that car now, because that handled lovely. So what I'm going to do is jump into the Group Bs, the rally cars. Now, one of the cars that, well, this was the car that many were saying, very good drift car. So let's find out, shall we? Now, I did have a livery on one of these, but to be fair, I got gifted this one, so I sold the one that I had. I'm going to go Comfort Hards again. Yeah, so this one I know hasn't really been touched. Now, when it comes to the rally cars, I say I enjoy driving the rally cars on tarmac, on dirt, and I do enjoy drifting them. But with them being four-wheel drive, it's not really drifting. It is more just rallying. Now, I did see that this had a much shorter gearbox. Oh shit. Okay. I'm going to lengthen that gearbox. The gears are a little too aggressive and too short. And the way I view it is I want gears that are aggressive enough to give me plenty of wheel spin, but long enough that I can just keep it in a gear while I'm drifting around corners, not having to drop it down or go up. Four-wheel drive system trying to straighten me up. Straight away, I don't like that. I don't like it. And it's not that I don't like that car. I love driving that car as a rally car, but as a controlled or semi-controlled drift car, not for me. Not for me. Now on a pad it may be different, but I'm not on a pad. Okay, so I'm going to try one of the other rally cars that I'm a big fan of. The Subaru. Well, I mean, saying that, I enjoy the Evo as well. They're both brilliant cars. I will go with the Subaru then. This has already had its settings modified. I'm tempted to leave it on those. Slightly higher on the gear. Now with it being four-wheel drive, it is very different. It's a very different control style. See now, as much as I could enjoy taking this car sideways around a track, it's not the same as the Toyota or the Jag or the Nissan. And one of the reasons for that is the sensation through the steering wheel. In the other cars, I've got more of a feeling of what's happening, whereas this, because all four wheels are powering, the steering wheel is very, very light because all four wheels are wheel spinning. And that's probably why people perhaps use it for drifting, because a lot of the points, or part of the points, is judged on wheel spin, obviously. And I'm finding it much harder to judge how much steering, how much throw, how much the car's gonna slide and how much it's gonna actually drift. Okay, I'm gonna give it another run in there. I mean, they're fun. It's fun. I enjoy them, but just from a pure drifting sense of view, it's not the same. So yeah, fun, but as I say, from a pure drifting point of view, it's not the same. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the replay on that one. Definitely not as much opposite locking used. That's because quite often I felt that if I did put the opposite lock on, it'd actually just grip and go, which is not what I want. So yeah, I never would have thought I'd say this, but a Nissan Fairlady Z33 is a better drift car than a Subaru Impreza rally car. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing now. I'm gonna change car. I'm gonna go back to the Nissan because just out of interest, I want to see what it's gonna be like around the Nordschleife, because in a way one of the things that I'm doing here is obviously I'm having a look at a few different potential drift cars in the hope that I can retake up my drift challenge. I mean, I was using a Porsche which was very good, very fun, but turned out it had way too much grip. I then went to, I think it was the Ford Mac 40 or something like that. Big fucking beast of a car. Brilliant drift car. But when I went back to try and drive that a couple of weeks ago, I found it very, very difficult actually to control. So I'm kind of taking a more perhaps realistic approach of cars that tend to be used as drift cars. And seeing if they are better for it. And to be fair, I mean, this Nissan was very, very nice. Will it be very, very nice around the Nordschleife? Who knows? Now, I haven't tried doing a drifting lap around here, or any drifting around here for a long time. And where has it started me? Gotta be careful there. That much steering action is how I busted my thumb last time. Ah. Too soon. A bit disappointing that drifting at the Nordschleife is all of 8 corners or whatever it was. Anyway, you know what? I won't do it in there. I honestly thought it'd be. I actually thought it'd be the whole course. But yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll jump out, I'll go into time trial, and put the drift setup on. What? Give me a Super Formula and then I can sell the one I've got. No, a Ferrari Italia. Admittedly, I may have bought one of them that I could sell. Okay, so I'll go into time trial. underneath this way as well, at least I'll know where I'm going to be starting from. Obviously you won't get to see any kind of drift points or anything like that, but I mean, to be fair, when you're using a wheel you can tell if you're sideways or not. And it's quite interesting actually, because the amount of times that you can drive and think, oh, I got really sideways there, but when you look at the replay you're not. It's because in reality you're not that sideways. When you start doing drifting and you're realising that when you're coming off the steering to still go around a corner, but you're actually still opposite locking, that's when you know you're sideways. Okay, so drift setup is on. Now, I obviously haven't taken this kart around here before. That's going to hit the wall. Interestingly, it does feel like it's got more grip around here than around Suzuka, but then the nature of those corners at Suzuka, it's set up for drifting. Come on. Okay, so clearly not great at the moment, and that's more down to me than the car. Well, I'm used to approaching this corner at a much higher speed. I'll slow down at the point I would have done for a much faster car. Wasn't bad round that one. Oh, yeah, nearly did me thumb again. It was very different trying to drift around here compared to Suzuka, obviously. I'm trying to use third gear and it's feeling a little short for some of these corners. That was one of the big tests, how I'd do around the hairpin. I think the answer is failed. too low a gear. Ah, balls. That was the second big hairpin. That's not normally feeling like that much of a corner, but okay, so there's definitely some bits of this where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is nice, it's drifting quite nicely. And considering that, I mean, this is a car that I've never sort of even driven around this course, let alone tried drifting, it's definitely showing some signs of promise. With a little bit of tweaking to get the gears right. Ah. I mean, when I was doing the Nordschleife Challenge previously, one of the key things was knowing exactly which gear to use for every corner. And obviously in this, I don't know what it can do. That's going to go wrong, or it could go okay. That's going to go wrong. Yeah, again, many of my entries are very wrong for these corners, with no Scandinavian flicks. Too tight in. Oh no. Now that was nice. That's not nice. Ah. I let the steering wheel go then to put the opposite lock on, and it bit and went. interesting. I mean, obviously it's been a very messy lap with a lot of mistakes, but very interesting. There's some corners I thought this car might struggle, but it was actually very, very good. There was other corners where I thought it'd be very, very good, and either I fucked up or the car struggled. But either way, very interesting. I mean, with the Porsche I used around here, I really had to work at getting the car sideways and holding a drift. The Ford that I used, I didn't have to work anywhere near as hard, but it was definitely much more about controlling the crash. Whereas with this, I do kind of feel like, okay, I can do a little bit of letting go of the steering wheel and letting it letting it put its own opposite lock on. The tricky bit with letting go of the steering wheel is bringing it back, is stopping it and bringing it back. And that was how I busted my thumb last time. It was trying to sort of catch and bring back the wheel. Okay, could have probably done that in 5th gear. Too quick. Saved it. Bloody hell, I was not expecting to save that. And I wasn't expecting to save that either. Oh, I was expecting to save that though. Yeah, I mean the gears would definitely need tweaking, because there's corners where it sort of sounds and feels like I'm in 2nd gear, but I'm actually in 3rd gear, and it's not long enough. Okay, I am definitely liking this car, and it's almost as if its natural state is to want to drift. So like I say, letting go of the steering wheel when the time's right and letting it put its own opposite lock on. Oh no. Too fast, too fast, too fast. Too fast and all out of shape on the brakes. I mean, it's possible that third gear really only just needs lengthening a tiny little bit so it's not topping out just at the wrong moment, because it's almost like third is too short but fourth isn't right either. Oh, big fail in that hairpin again. Ah, I thought that was the slow corner. It's not, it's here. Yeah, so there, third gear topped out, but fourth gear killed the revs. Oh, that was the wall. That was way too quick. Oh no. Ah, you bitch. Oh, okay, gotta be aware of that. Tuck it in there and it turns in tight. Okay, so once again, very, very messy, but a lot of excitement from this car, and a lot of interest, and a lot of fun, really. It's a very driftable car. So I think over the next few days, or whenever I can, I'm going to need to put a livery on this little beast, and then hopefully I can have a look at getting back to my drift challenges, not necessarily coming straight to the Nordschleife. I mean, I've come here because there's no bigger test than the Nordschleife. Okay, now I'm wondering whether it's going to have both laps on a replay there, because if it is, I'm not bothered about the first one, but I am interested to see the second one. So I'm probably going to have to skip. Yeah, I am. It's a shame that you just can't go and select a timestamp. Okay. So I'm not expecting this to look particularly pretty, but it's more just a case of looking and seeing if it's definitely worth putting the time into it. I mean, it definitely likes to go sideways. I've got to admit though, I mean, I do like the Nissan 350s as they're called, yeah? But I've got to admit, this particular model is not an attractive car. To a degree, around this lap, I was just part thrashing fuck out of it and part taking it not serious, but trying to drive properly to see what the car was going to do. There's definitely a few areas where I would need to improve, but also where the car needs a tweak. If I remember right, I didn't put the power up on this, so there is more power available, but I'm not sure if I'd go too much down the route of a lot more power because it gets sideways enough. It's just every now and again it's killing a slide halfway through a corner. But I do think that's down to the gears. And my shit driving. Now, whereas most of this might be shit, I am keeping an eye out for those bits that are good as well, of which there are a few. That's not one of them though. I mean, interestingly, it definitely handled high speed drifts quite nicely. This is where I've been in this hairpin. Yeah, turning in way too fucking soon for that. So I'll say the high speed stuff, it's quite nice. I mean, again, it does still feel like it's trying to grip up. Apart from there where it's tank, slapper. I mean, okay, it could still be me just going way too quick for some of the corners. Now the carousel, I do remember, I'm pretty sure I took that quite nicely, drifting around the top. Well, that was definitely the best bit so far. In some cars as well, I have struggled linking one drift to another, or like one corner straight to another. But to be fair, in this car, it doesn't really feel like that's much of a problem. bouncing off the limiter again. Now when it gets onto the long straight, I will stop the replay there, and that will be me done for this live stream. I'll say it's the first time I've tried drifting for a while, and to be fair, it was a very interesting session trying out the different cars. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that this would have been the car that I'd end up enjoying the most tonight, but front bumper dug in. Okay. End it on and off. Managed to save it though. Okay, that is me done for this live stream, but like I said, interesting session, interesting cars driven, and a bit of drifting done again. My thumb is hurting a bit, so I'll have to see how that's going to be over the next few days. Hopefully I haven't done any damage to it. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night there. So have a good one, folks, and I shall see you all again soon. See you later.